right, what's going on, Worcester? How you doing tonight? Kenny B here, coming to you with another video from Cities and Suburbs. Hope you guys are doing well. It is April 7th, 2019, Sunday, and it was a fun day. The weather was beautiful this weekend. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Well, the weekend's still going on, right? We can still enjoy it for another, I don't know, technically until midnight if you want to stay up that late. But anyway, so it's a video for you tonight. And usually come to you live here with Mr. Attitude. And he's full of gratitude because, well, we have another day of coming up tomorrow to go make a living and do what we can to make things a little bit better for our lives. So anyway, hope you guys are doing well. Today's weather was beautiful. Weekend was beautiful. It was in the 60s, and we're climbing up there, boys. We're climbing up there. Okay, keep climbing that hill. So today's high, and these guys, excuse me, National Weather Service. This is today's high. Well, yesterday's high, actually. Temperature for Saturday was Falcon Lake, Texas. I think they've been on the show before. Falcon Lake, Texas. 98 degrees. Holy changas. And, our friends at the lowest temperature is Utah. And she's been on the show before as well. I only say she because it sounds like a female name. But, Huinta. 11 degrees in Utah. Ooh, yeah. Anyway, so the Red Sox squeaked one out today. I know a lot of you guys, I don't like when you talk about sports. It doesn't matter whether you like them or not. They drive the economy, they drive the image, they drive the confidence and the ego of a community, period. Just ask Budweiser. Anyway, yeah, so sports, Red Sox squeaked it out today, 1-0 against the Diamondbacks, who are going to be serious contenders in the National League West. They have to be at some point. Anyway, Chicago, this is Cities and Suburbs, and we talk about stuff, but it's not just all glamorous. A lot of our cities are in tough shape, so I just want to share with you tonight some local stuff and some historical stuff, so indulge me, if you will. So Chicago, Illinois, year to date, you can go to heyjackass.com. I'm not kidding. That's actually a real website here. I'm looking at it, and you guys can probably see a little bit of it. And by the way, it is Sunday, so got a couple weeks to go before next week will be actually Patriots Day. They run that 26 point, whatever it is, 26.3, 26.8 agonizing marathon. Ooh. But I'm looking forward to a day off where I can sleep a little late. But and then and then we have Easter coming up, the Catholic holidays, and so I know it's the Sabbath and everything, but I just have to have my juice. Water me palate. Don't worry, it's light apple juice, guys. Don't freak out. Today, Chicago, year to date. This is a city of Chicago town. Year to date, God almighty, shot and killed 87. 87. Things are getting better, though. They're getting better. They're getting better because we're gentrifying America. Right? We're pushing everybody out. Shot and wounded, 395. That's great. Total shot, 482. Total homicides, 97. Isn't that great? April, in the month of April alone, and in the month of April, We haven't even knocked on the door yet. We're barely in the room. We knocked on the door, barely in the room of April. We have shot and killed, 13. Shot and wounded, 39. Totally shot. Wow. 52. Total homicides, 13 so far in April. So we're doing great. A person is shot every 4 minutes and 51 seconds. A person is murdered every 24 minutes and 15 seconds in Chicago. Now, actually, those numbers have gone up, so as much as I rant and rave, I mean, a few years ago, it was like 2 minutes. It was like, run for your life. Get the hell out of there. But yeah, Chicago. So when we talk about Worcester and, oh, I'm knocking down a building, oh, we're knocking down a church, you know, the church on Mulberry Street, whatever church that is, and I'm sorry about that. But I can't recall its name. There's so many Catholic churches in Worcester and Notre Dame and, you know, Our Lady of Loretto and Our Lady of Lourdes, and a lot of churches are moving. But there is a significant, you know, church on Mulberry Street in Worcester that is right next to 290. It was built in 1928. It closed in 2016. It's due for demolition, and you guys know that the church when you go by it, and you have to help me. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just having a moment here where I can't remember, and maybe I'm just trying to chum you know, join in a little bit. But it is sad to see religious structures be destroyed, like, you know, the Notre Dame downtown, and making way for the future. Urban renewal is, well, I hate that word, and anybody that knows me, I hate that word, but, you know, Worcester isn't a village anymore either, you know. We're not all sitting by campfires, and we're a sophisticated society, and any society is nowadays, whether it's Brooklyn, New York, or, you know, you talk to people before urban renewal came in. I mean, it was highways that just carved everything up. Everything, and it's really easy to get teary-eyed. And I remember things the way they were, but, you know, if you can, and I don't want to make it simple, but how many people have a landline in their home right now? Who's crying about it, right? Because I'm broadcasting to you and videotaping myself on a device that can also take your call. Okay? So the future is tough to embrace, you know? And the older you get, you remember the old joke where you know, well, I have my 10-year-old kid come in and program the clock on my VCR. A lot of you guys don't even remember that. You know, what I am noticing though, a lot of people are like living in present day. We have the folks my age that is kind of, and I'm not totally stuck in the past. I'm all for moving forward, but there's some people that, you know, still want to get up and change the channel on their television, and there's this generation that are 30 and under that don't even know who Clark Gable was, or even Bogey McCall, you know. So we're kind of stuck at it's a really weird place. But when it comes to cities, we knock down a building, it doesn't have a purpose anymore. I said this about the church on, you know, over there on Front Street when they were making way over there, and now we have the church on Mulberry Street. And I've had folks buried. It was an old Italian church. It was you know, it was very institutional. You know, very institutional to that community. You know, and I'm not making small of it. It's tough to see it go, but it's going to be bought off. It's going to be gone. It's going to be It is in the Book of National Historic Records, so at least we have that. It was in the Telegram today, the TMP, if you will. And I'm not going to make an excuse for that Telegram because that is a terrible paper, but at least they, entice you to read. But it was an okay written article on a lot of the artifacts that are in that church right now being cataloged and will be sold. Thank God not on eBay. I can't believe a pastor actually. Anyway, so we can think about that. So the Midtown Mall was a meeting this week at a public meeting in the Levi Lincoln Room in Worcester. Almost went. But the reason I didn't go, I really wanted to hear from the merchants that are still left in the old Midtown Mall, which it's got to go. It's got to change its model. It just has to change the model. It's not working. Whatever's in there now, $12 a square foot. Like I said, I could open up whatever I wanted to. $12 a square foot, and but a lot of the people that are in them, from what people have told me, are first kind of generation immigrants that have come to Worcester and they're trying to set up something, and we're not. But I hope we're not just kicking people out. I don't think the city of Worcester has a dog in the race with the tenants. They don't have a problem with the tenants. They have a problem with the whoever owns that property, Mr. Marcus, if you will. I have a cat named Marcus. So anyway, hi Marky. Boy, if he owns some buildings, I don't know why I don't see it in my account, but anyway. It needs a serious upgrade. You walk through there, come on, Some people said, well, we should make it into housing. Well, it's an urban zone. It's not going to be housing. There's plenty of housing going in on Main Street. And, housing, the old courthouse, built 200 years ago, will be converted into housing. We'll see what the price is on that. But, so the Midtown Wall. The Worcester Common, I got to tell you this, and you guys go downtown, there's actually a style there where the Declaration of Independence was read. It was established in 1669, and it was originally 20 acres. The Worcester Common, it served as a militia training, meetings, a burial ground. It was originally 20 acres. How many of you guys that complain about everything that's going on downtown actually know that? Do you guys know the acreage right now of the Worcester Common compared to what it was? Right now, it's 4.4 acres compared to what it was 200-300 years ago. It was 20 acres. You go back and look at pictures, and before Franklin Street was even there, it was just a common. It was the common. Open space. You have to think. Development's development. I'm all for it in a economically sustainable way. So anyway, yeah, that's a little factoid for you. Sears was in the business. I was reading some Detroit news tonight. Yeah, there's another city telling you how great it's getting. Sears, smaller stores. They are smaller stores now. They're going to call themselves Sears, Home and Life. And they're like, we're still here. We're still here. God, the worst thing Sears probably could have ever done is getting attached to a mall. Remember, that was the big thing, right? Malls suck. They're dying. Everybody knows that. And they're going to focus on smaller stores, which most of their stores, right, were 150,000 square feet and whatever. They're focusing on stores now that are 10 to 15,000 square feet. They're going to focus on appliances, mattresses, and home services, whatever the home services thing is. A major shareholder bought Sears out and saved, 45,000 jobs. He bought them out. The majority stock owner bought them out for like $5.2 billion, excuse me. Who has that kind of money lying around, man? The stores that they're going to roll out that are 10 to 15,000 square feet will be in Overlook Park, Kansas. So stop by whenever you can. Lafayette, Louisiana. I have some friends moving down there. And Anchorage, Alaska. Okay. So they're dumping the apparel thing. They're dumping the apparel thing, and they actually should dump the apparel thing, because most people now, if you've seen the new Amazon commercial, try it before you buy it, shows some young lady or her daughter or whoever. It's like, getting all these packages shipped, and, they're bringing the store to me. I could try all this stuff on and like hang it right up on the rack, but no, I got to put it back in a box and send it back, and I don't have to commit to buy. They don't tell you all the details though. You probably have to buy it or put your credit card toward it. If you don't return it, they're going to charge you for it. You know that. So you could forget to do that. Or you could be like Land's End. They were bought out by Sears. Like Sears End. And supposedly you could own something for your whole life, and if you just wanted to return it, bring it back. It's 30 years old. That's okay. You don't want it anymore? Anyway, featured city tonight. You guys want to hear about it? Palmer, Massachusetts. I was out in Palmer. And on Saturday, a good friend of mine owns a really cool restaurant. My wife and I went out there and we chowed down for breakfast, and then we just happened to go out and buy a brand new vehicle. Yeah, I was in the plans, but yeah, the history. Now this is interesting. Palmer used to be called New Marlborough. It had several different names. New Marlborough, but it's actually made up of 4 separate villages. And Palmer is actually no different than Worcester. Worcester was New Worcester. Worcester actually grew. Worcester, Massachusetts grew from almost the outside in to create the central business district in Worcester. That wasn't really created until the Blackstone Canal came in 1825. So you had all these different mill villages because of water. Anyway, yeah, so it used to be part of actually Brimfield, Massachusetts, and then as most small towns back in the 1700s petitioned the general court to say, because you had to go worship. You had to go to church every Sunday. And sometimes it was like so long to get there. That's how a lot of towns were incorporated. They just said, hey, we'll build a church here, man, and we'll make sure we toe the line, but we can't travel all day. And then spend 4 hours at the church and things like that. So, but yeah, so it's as simply as Palmer was named. It was actually, yeah, simply Palmer. It's made up of Thorndike, Three Rivers, and Bondsville, the villages that settled. Eventually, the trains came in and kind of made it center of Palmer. Yeah, it was called Marlborough, Massachusetts. Named after Marlborough, Massachusetts, which is about 40,000 people in the Metro West. It was after a deed. It was referred to as the elbow. Palmer. It's got a great history to it though, and as anything, companies moved in and set up grist mills along the Quabog River. The villages merged, and no different than Worcester, no different than any New England town that were, Northbridge, Massachusetts. You folks that follow 146 down 122, 122A. Yeah, Northbridge has Rockdale, Linwood, Whitensville, and Northbridge. And Northbridge is the seat. That was the seat. That became the that brought all those villages together, but they still have separate zip codes, so it's really cool. So anyway, guys, this was just a little fun factoid for you tonight, and join me over on Cities and Suburbs, and we'll be tuning in Wednesday. Please add any comments below, anything you guys want me to talk about in terms of cities and suburbs, our dying malls, our gentrification of America. So much stuff going on. Some good, some not so good. You guys know that. All right? Have a safe commute tomorrow. Talk to you soon. Thanks. All right. Take care.